I'm gonna touch on some really odd stuff. So many people are gonna think I'm absolutely batshit crazy, but I'm gonna tell you I'm not. Okay. We're gonna start off with some people sent me private messages about Skinwalker Ranch. The guy that owns Walker Ranch, Brian Frugal, you got to look at the industry that he's in. He's into aerodynamic technology and space technology, and you got to look at how he became successful and rich. Okay, how he made the climb to where he is, and the agreements and contracts and deals that he made to become the person that he is. But he's researching Skinwalker Ranch not for his own personal interest or for his company's interest, but for government interest and government technological interest. He's literally looking for what I already know exists there because these things exist in other places. Okay. Now, I keep telling you all that UFOs, UAPs, and stuff like that, they're not extraterrestrial. They are terrestrial. They are from this world. Okay? I'm going to tell you a little bit of history. There were two great cataclysms back to back. There was an advanced civilization that existed here, and they found a technology that blipped them into a parallel reality, like into another Earth, where life in that did not exist. Okay, but they also learned that they can use this technology to go back and forth. So the first cataclysm, they build these great sky cities, giant giant cities in the sky. The meteors come and start impacting Earth. Blip. They go into their alternate reality where Mars is actually habitable and livable. But whenever they use this blip technology, it leaves these little trace wormholes that last for anywhere from minutes to days to weeks to even months, depending on how much energy is utilized. And NASA has discovered, and this is why we're exploring Mars, we've discovered blips, these blips in Mars. We've discovered these blips on the moon. And that's why we're exploring these things, because we're trying to find how we can utilize these blips for ourselves. But okay, so the first catastrophe, they blip out, then they blip back. Now this is when the strange things, the human tribes, because these people that exist before us were not human. They were another species that had evolved on Earth, and they had millions of years to evolve. So they blip out, they blip back, they discover humans have started to evolve, so they come and act as gods. So they're big sky cities in the sky, people are praying them. A couple of them landed, Atlantis, one in North America where Skinwalker Ranch is, and another one up here in Canada, one in China, one in India, and stuff like that. There are like 24 different landing sites where some of these big cities had landed. Okay. So they bring technology and agriculture and advance man a little bit more. Then they get caught off guard. They get totally caught off guard. A massive solar flare bursts from the sun, starts coming at them. They try to round up all their people again into their sky cities to blip out. Not all of them make it back to the sky cities. So the survivors get into the sky city, blip out. And the ones that did not make it back, they took humans for labor force underground and also under the ocean. Like they literally had they were building under ocean cities using humans as slaves and stuff like that and that. But so there are some cities under the ocean. There are some cities underground because if you look at our tribal history, these great sky people came out of nowhere, bloop, but we also knew that we have history of ancient ruins and stuff like that of civilizations that existed before us. But where did those people go? Because there's no trace of them, no bodies, anything. So blip out, blip back, become gods. Some blip out and disappear. Some get left behind. And so the ones that are underground evolve us, and they can't come out up to the surface. Some of them tried to come up to the surface. They lived as gods, but they eventually died because they cannot breathe the atmosphere that is formed on Earth. Okay, they cannot breathe the atmosphere. So, but if you notice, our atmosphere is starting to change now. Our atmosphere, our oxygen levels, everything's starting to change. But anyways, so they blip. So the ones that blip out, they're gone. They're in their alternate reality. Sometimes they blip back to check out in surveillance, but we managed to capture a couple of them and shoot them down and that. Some have crashed and that. So we are aware. Our governments are aware that these terrestrial entities that come from back and forth through the astral plane, like, and that's where stories like Asgard and all this come from, is some humans have actually gotten to blip into these alternate realities and come back and tell the stories of these gods and stuff like that. But so now we have humans that have come back up to Earth and they still tell the story of the people on the people of underground that saved them and stuff like that, and all that stuff. But Atlantis was one of the cities that just blipped out. All we have are just rings left in the middle of Africa's desert there, just rings of where it landed. That's all that's left, and there's some ruins underneath that of human stuff that got left behind. But so there are no extraterrestrial because the actual energy amount of energy needed to travel these distances through space requires the speed of light and also requires time stasis, and the energy needed and the resources needed is unfathomable and is not comprehensible to any state of civilization unless they can control time dilation or create wormholes. But that's the thing is, life in the galaxy is so sparse. Other life does ex, ex, exist in the universe, but a lot of it is not as evolved as us. Like, that's the thing is, there's probably maybe only 4 or 5 civilizations in our universe that are as advanced as us. All the rest are still in a primitive state because their solar systems are not stable enough to allow them to exist continuously enough to evolve. Like, that's the thing. They die out, come back, die out, come back, die out, come back, die out, come back, because their solar systems aren't stable enough. So as for really technological advanced civilizations, we've got a golden solar system that is perfect for any kind of life to exist throughout it. So we have so now what we're seeing now is portals, more and more portals opening up because these extraterrestrials are blipping out, coming in, and then this is why we see them go into the ocean or into the earth, or into the earth, because they're blipping from the alternate reality, from the parallel reality, in delivering resources and technology to the people that the, the aliens that got left behind that live in the ocean and underground, delivering technology, resources, and weaponry and stuff like that. Because the sad thing is, though, the survivors that came back up, and even at that, they know that humans, we just want to kill them and take their technology. We don't want to be their friends. We don't want them. We want to wipe them out. Because that's what we've done through history. Like the Christian Crusade, World War I, World War II, and even now, all these have been manufactured by the Catholic Church, a couple of Christian like sects and stuff like that. This is why the Jews were attacked, because they don't believe in what the Catholics do, what the Christians do, and they believe in preserving history and stuff like that. But that's why they were attacked in World War II, because they needed to wipe out the rest of history, and we're seeing it happening right now in our libraries, school libraries. They're starting with school libraries. They're also now doing it in public libraries. They're removing books that contain key parts of history or focal parts of history and replacing with other books, and replacing with false histories and stuff like that, replacing stuff with false sciences and stuff like that, to literally manipulate us. They're trying to erase history again. And what's going to happen, I have a funny feeling it's going to happen this year or next year. The governments, mostly primarily the U.S., is gonna launch nuclear warheads into space to try to disrupt these these bubbles, these portals, these wormholes that go to the alternate reality, to either disrupt them and stop them from coming, or gonna try to use it to open their own portal. CERN is going to go full bore, hardcore, full run. Okay, and you want to know something? The Ark of the Covenant is real. It's what's powering the CERN right now. The Ark of the Covenant is a radioactive electronical device that it was used as a weapon because when they removed the lid, it would kill everything around it within a certain radius. So it was a great weapon, but it was also a power source, and it's a infinite nuclear reactor. It's a fusion nuclear reactor, and it's powering the CERN. It's literally what is powering the CERN right now. They're going to ramp up the CERN, and they're going to create a giant EMP that's going to go through the Earth. And the hopes of doing that is to knock out the technology of the subterranean and suboceanic beings. So they're going to blast the sky, they're going to blast us, but unfortunately, at doing the same time, they're going to put us back into a dark age. They're going to knock out all our technology. They're going to take away our history. And these groups and organizations, the the Black Rock Foundation, the Masons, the Templar, the Catholic Church, the Christian Church, and all this stuff. Like that's the thing. Christians have been duped. Like Christians want to believe, like Christians are good, wholesome people that want to believe in something good and solid, but they don't really realize that they're being manipulated to be a silent army, to take arms in the name of God or this false God that was created to ensure that the rule that they want follows through. But, anyways, so we're going to be looking at a massive EMP blackout. Technology is going to fall. Everything's going to collapse again. We're going to be thrown back into another dark age. The military is going to take absolute control and power of everything. We're going to be hit hard. But the whole entire thing about this, everything that's going on, is there are terrestrial alien life forms that are not human that do exist on this planet currently right now and that come blip in and blip out from parallel reality. There is another reality where Mars is still green and still survives, and there are life forms from Earth that 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 ha- have habitats on Mars, and there's also bases on moons. But that's the thing is these time blips sometimes leave remnants when they open up a big blip. It will take chunks of that world and copy it into our reality. So they're searching Mars for these blips, searching Mars for these remnants, they're searching the moon for the remnants, searching this, they're searching the Earth for these remnants. And not only that, while they're doing it, so that way we don't raise suspicion, but also they're also playing this alien card right now because they know what they're gonna do. They're gonna literally put us in the blackout, and that's going to be their excuse. Well, we declassified aliens. We just declassified aliens, and aliens came to invade us, so we did what we had to do. We launched nukes into the air, created massive EMPs. We shot EMPs in the air to protect humans from aliens. But and that's literally what it's going to be. But they're doing it intentionally because they want to stop them. They want to rule us. But these terrestrial beings that exist in different planes of existence and also on Earth currently don't want to kill us, don't want to destroy us. They want us to survive because we're a great labor force, but they also want to see us evolve and they want to see what we can evolve into. So they're not bad guys. They're not here to harm us. They're not here to hurt us. They all throughout history, they tried to help us. They tried to save us. They tried to protect us. They did all kinds of stuff. But that's the thing. The inherent evil of man, the devil in us, and a lot of them turned around and said, "Well, we have these greater beings that are stronger than me. I've got to kill them, take what they have, and I'll become the god." Like that's things. I'll be able to rule the humans. I'll be able to rule the world with what they have, and that's what happens. We just kill them. But they know that there are lots of us that don't have the inherent evil of man in us. But that's the truth. Like that's the thing. There's two cataclysmic events that happened back to back that changed the face of the world. There wasn't an advanced race that lived here for probably about a million years, million or 2 years, that came up with time dilation and portal travel. And some are still here because the second cataclysm they didn't make it out, but they wanted to also stay behind to save humans and try to protect humans. So we're all being duped, and the government doesn't want them coming back and telling us the truth. They don't want these this this ancient race to come back and tell us the truth, where we came from, how we started. They don't want them to destroy the fake religions and the fake God that they've created to control and manipulate the world and create power and wealth and greed. So they're going to do whatever they can, and so they're gonna try to close the portals. They're going to try to destroy the subterranean civilizations using EMPs and EMP technology, and also climate control technology and earthquake. Like we can make earthquakes quite easily. We have that technology, but they're going to try to stop them from coming back to us. They're going to put us back into another dark age, and like they've done multiple times before. When we start becoming too technologically advanced and start becoming too aware of what's going on and start becoming aware of the lies that we're told, they stop everything. They just boom. They'll start a war and start wiping out history and make people forget. They'll destroy books, libraries, museums, anything that has history that goes against what they have and what they want us to know and want us to believe. But that's the honest truth. And unfortunately, not enough people are going to watch this. Not enough people are going to believe this, and we're all going to fall prey to it again. But thankfully, there are people like me that are aware of this, that are ready for this, that have protected ourselves from this, that are set up for it, that will not forget. Because my family has done this through generations and generations. We've protected ourselves from these events, recording history in our memories and sharing history verbally, vocally, and sharing the truth verbally and vocally. And when we can, we write it down and protect it and guard it. But the truth is, you're all too blind to see the truth, and it's going to happen again. It's going to either happen this year or early next year, and they're going to knock us out. So you've been warned. All this UFO alien stuff is to come to help create an excuse for what they're about to do to us. And now you know the truth about UAPs, UFOs. They're not from out of our solar system. They're from our planet. They're terrestrial. They're just an advanced civilized race that found a way of saving themselves. And they keep coming back and check it up on us. But we want that technology to manipulate power, greed, and like. I hope some of this makes sense to you guys, and I hope you understand it. I'm trying to explain it as best as I can with my words. I'm not very good with words and that, but yeah, and yeah, protect yourself. And like I said, everyone, for the next 2 weeks, for 2 weeks, I want you to stop all social media, turn your phones off, turn everything off, go camping, go into the middle of the forest, disappear from society for 2 weeks, come back to society, and you'll notice that the signs say different things. You'll notice that the shows that you watch look different. You notice that the color of the trees are different, the people look different, everything is different. I don't see the same world you guys all see because you're all manipulated and brainwashed by through social media, TV, and cell phones and radio waves. I'm fortunate enough to understand how to see these things, but I also got lucky because I had a brain injury that part of my brain is gone. I I cannot be manipulated. I cannot be brainwashed. I cannot be twisted, and I cannot be controlled. So in a way, the divine universe protected me. But that's the thing is I see things a lot different than what you guys see, and I see different things, and signs say different things. I see the messages on the screen when I'm watching YouTube videos. I see the messages. I see it all. I hear it all. But I know, but I'm aware of it. That's the thing is I'm aware of it. It's like can't get me. But yeah, you're all like trust me. And hopefully you guys catch this, see this, and believe it before it's too late. But if you guys don't and it's too late, I'll still be here to remind you of what happened and remind you of the real history of the world. Because I've recorded everything over the last that is still available from our current history is stored up in here. So I'll be able to remind you guys all of the truth. And I'll be able to tell you of the stories. And hopefully wake you all up. But yeah. Good luck.